All right. Good morning, everybody. I'd like to formally welcome you to the start of our final round. If you may, we are currently on live in YouTube. I would request everybody to turn on their cameras. Just say hi, Sinai. Thank you so much, Erica, Lara, Isabella, and Lucas. Thank you so much for attending the last session, our final round. But more so than ever, congratulations in making it to the final round. I know that you've persisted and you did very well in your previous, actually, everyone did very well in their previous performances and previous sessions that we had in our rounds of this debate. And truly, this debate was, or this year's future thinking debate was something more memorable and different than the last years that we had because you guys did a different format, which make you guys the pioneers. And you also presented in such a way that you are all able to have teamwork with the rest of the team. So, just to remind everybody, our results will come in. I know that it's pretty early to announce, but our results will come in next week by Tuesday. So, by Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be December 2. Please expect that the results of whoever will win for today's final round will be announced via your emails, our messaging platforms, or in actually in all of the ways that we can so that everybody knows who will be the winner for today. But also, I'd like to take this time before we start to finally just this is the final announcement of the 25-minute round format. I know that you already know the drill. You already know how it would work and how the flow would be like. But our opening statements will be 2 minutes each for each of the team. We will have crossfire questions, which is 8 minutes, and then we will have the moderator twist as well as the open floor debate, which would be 6 minutes. So 3 minutes per team. And last part, obviously not the least, will be the closing part or the closing statement, which is 2 minutes given per team. So again, you may decide whoever will be speaking in each of the parts. You may plan how you will be answering the questions. Just a reminder to always please take a look at the time. Again, you will hear a beep once it's your turn, or you will hear a beep once it's over, not your turn, once it's over. And we should be jumping into the next part of the debate, the 25-minute round format, or we should be going over to the next person, the next team who will be presenting. Okay? So, our topic for today, which will be our final topic, will be AI and do you guys know? AI and
Social life and
social
social
life.
life.
There you go, social life. So our final topic will be AI and social life. And based from the previous debates that we already had, we started with education, then we jumped into employment, and then we had creativity last round. This time, this is more of a social life. So, or this is more into the focus is more into the social life. So our motion is that AI is making human relationships more shallow and screen dependent. So the affirmative side, may I know who's affirmative? Sinai, thank you so much. And then the negative will be Femuan, right? Okay. So our affirmative Sinai, AI-driven algorithms manipulate attention, reduce face-to-face interaction, and create superficial online connections. While for the negative team, for the FemUN, AI helps young people stay connected across distances, find communities with shared interest, and overcome social barriers. So please don't forget the points that are mentioned in each of your the points that are mentioned in each of your lines, your statements that I just said right now, because this will be the entire focus of the judges who will be reviewing your presentation and the way how you will present your statistics, your data, the information, the accuracy, and also the delivery, and last but not least, actually, the teamwork that you will be showing us today will be something that will be taken into consideration of the judges later on. Okay, so to formally start, I will be setting up the timer, I think. As I announced earlier, winners will be announced next Tuesday. Sinai, we have, I think everyone is complete, right? Give me a thumbs up, Sinai. Okay, all complete. Femi1, all complete, right? Erica is here. Lucas is here. Isabella and Lara. Okay, so all goods now. Okay, so right now, let's begin. I'm very excited. Again, best of luck, everyone. I'm very excited about this last part. And as early as now, I'm congratulating everyone. So I will be setting up the timer to 2 minutes each. We will start with, obviously, Sinai. Okay, please take a look at the time on your right upper screen, and it should be starting right now.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Cyanide team here. Humans are biologically programmed to connect with one another. This is what allowed us to survive and build society. With today's technology, communication should be easier than ever. But ironically, we are living in one of the most socially isolating eras in the whole history. And while some believe AI could fix this, we strongly argue that AI is adding fuel to the fire.
We have real cases of suicides linked to harmful AI responses, cases of people becoming completely socially isolated, and algorithms designed not to connect humans but to keep them scrolling. This constant digital engagement reduces real world social interactions, weakens emotional intelligence, and makes people depend on devices instead of each other.
At home, chat with AI, eat while scrolling, and avoid real world interactions, which leads to weight gain and decline in physical health. And people get addicted to AI platforms. If AI grows even more advanced, that addiction will grow, which pushes people deeper into isolation.
And beyond that, AI is changing our understanding of what real communication means. When people rely on AI for comfort during conversation, they stop practicing the essential skills needed for human relationships: reading tone, understanding emotions, handling disagreements and building trust. AI gives instant, effortless responses, so people no longer develop patience or resilience in real conversation. This creates a generation that feels connected online but struggles to form meaningful relationships in real life. As AI becomes more advanced, the line between genuine human connection and artificial comfort becomes dangerously blurred.
We're done.
We're done. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sinai. I just wanted to give a heads up because I feel like, I don't know if it's just with me, the connection on your end is a little bit laggy.
Did
And
you
there
hear
were parts,
everything?
we heard everything. As for me, I heard everything, but there were some parts wherein the connection were frozen. So perhaps later on you can check your connection, okay? Just so that
Yeah,
we make sure everything is covered.
sure.
And also the not only the connection, but also again, together with the connection will be the audio, the voices. Okay?
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you. So we will now proceed with Femiwen. Femiwen, you may start now.
Good morning, everyone. Before anything else, I want to ask you something simple. What is the meaning of connection, real connection? Is only a handshake, a hug, or a conversation face to face? Or is the feeling of being seen, heard, understood, no matter where you are? So let me paint a picture. A teenager who stutters to can finally speak freely behind a screen. A girl with social anxiety can practice conversations with AI before she feels confident to talk with real people. A boy who moved countries can now maintain friendships because AI translates and supports communication. A young person with disability, for example, who used to be excluded from social circles, now can find spaces where their voice matters. So today, the affirmative side wants you to fear AI, but fear often blinds us from something essential: possibility.
AI-driven tools, translations app, community matching, online groups give voice to the muted, friendship to the isolated, and belonging to the disconnected. For a teenager in a remote town, for someone struggling with identity and seeking acceptance, for an immigrant building a new life far away. Because of it, AI, these people can find a companionship, empathy, and solidarity. As Salat 2025 states, AI-run companionship can deliver real-time emotional assistance, particularly when people feel lonely or anxious in a business or any other social settings. They don't just survive, they belong. They connect deeply to They connect deeply across distances, languages, and fears. To call AI a force that makes relationships shallow is to ignore hope, to deny connection for those who need it the most. If even one real human relationships becomes deeper thanks to AI, then the motion fails, because AI doesn't diminish humanity, it expands it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Isabella. That's very exact, right on time. So thank you so much. We will now restart the timer. As per usual, we will restart the timer to 8 minutes. This time around, this is the time. This time around, this is the moment wherein you will have to ask questions to each of the team. So we will start first with the affirmative asking questions, and then the negative can answer. After they answer, we proceed with the questions of the negative, then affirmative answer. So it should be like you guys already know the drill. I pretty much know it. Okay. So timer starts now. 8 minutes would be given to you. Affirmative. Sinai, please go ahead.
Okay, so my question is, if your family member, as in sister or brother or your son and daughter, would get into a platonic or romantic or even a therapeutic relationship with an AI bot, would you agree to that? Would you accept it? If they're being driven away further from you?
We're done with the
So-
question.
Can I answer?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Our team does not support that kind of relationship at all. We support that AI can help people connect with each other. Not that we should create relationships with an AI. That is not something we should do with that type of technology, because we humans need to connect with other humans and not with a technology that we created to help us.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so now asking our question, I would like to ask you something. What would you do in this situation? So Laura is 40 years old. She works from home as a consumer support analyst, spending her entire day writing emails, writing questions, and drawing work. On the end of the day, by 6 p.m., she's still working and working and working more. However, her children, she has 3 children, and her children can't go outside because they are kids, and the only thing they want is their mother presence. So now imagine this. What if Laura had AI tools to help her to summarize reports, write better emails? What would you tell her how would you tell her to use this extra time? Would you tell her to waste this time, or would you tell her to be more
Wait,
human and
can I
more
hear?
connected?
Okay, I'm answering this. You mentioned something about her working long hours and not being able to spend quality time with her family or children. That's employment, AI and employment. Here, she can use the help of AI to finish some work that she hasn't done, or finish work more efficiently. Like, as you said, write stuff down, finish her work. Let's say if she works in something related to numbers and banks and whatever, she may use calculating, what's it called? Like ChatGPT, for example, or stuff that can help her. Other than that, if she does use that and have enough time to stay with her children, with her family, what she may do with that is take care of her children and just
Face to
yeah,
face.
And it's human connection. It's not, for example, with social. It's not connected with social media, which is what is being powered with AI. It's not, for example, with AI chatbots. I know you mentioned that you're not with AI chatbots, but that's what's happening now with the use of AI. That's how AI is being used. What you mentioned is AI in employment, which is a positive outcome with AI. But those kids can also fall victim to wanting to use AI to, for example, feel more connected to someone else because their mother is away.
Can I
What they
follow
need-
up?
Connection.
Yeah.
So what we're focusing here is not about the employment part. We're focused about how AI can help people have more time to spend more time with their quality persons and have quality time with their families. And that's what we're doing. We're following the motion that talks about the relationship between people involving AI.
We're trying to show that AI can, we just complimenting her. We're trying to show that AI can bring humanity back, because
Yeah.
that's the power of
Talking
AI.
Yeah. I understand your point, but your point is not AI with social life. It's about a person or that mom. She's using AI to help her with her work, not to meet people, not to talk to people. She's not using it as a tool. She's using it as a tool for her work.
Yeah, and that's one case scenario where AI is helpful. There are countless other scenarios, and like you can look around in a subway station and you can find people staring at their phones, whether they're using social media applications powered by AI or if they're using like just social applications in general that are meant to connect them, but they're not being connected. That's a one case scenario where AI did help, but AI in the grand scheme of things isn't necessarily helping, is what we see.
And we also have
Actually,
other. Oh, yeah, you can speak, Lucas.
okay, thank you. Actually, social life brings many themes together because when this mother decides to spend her entire day using her computer and not to give the real attention to her children, she could use AI to have more time with them. So we are talking about this social life that AI helps to try to maximize the time that they have to spend.
And we're using it as a metaphor to talk about many other cases. And it involves so much more. When we talk about social life, it's not only concerned people or meeting new people or socializing with new beings. It's about socializing with the ones you already know.
Yeah, but
I have a question regarding what you're talking about. In the case of a power outage where AI tools and internet and everything else is completely shut off, those people who are reliant on AI, people who aren't reliant on AI, they're going to get closer to one another. But in the parasocial, in the case where people have parasocial relationships with AI, what's going to be the matter with them? Because we are heavily relying on AI now. What's going to happen to the people who are using AI extensively, which is most of the population now? What's gonna happen to them if a power outage were to happen? They might go through withdrawal symptoms. How do we prevent that?
We believe that relationships with AI are not ideal and are many times damaging to the person.
we can't quite hear
Can't
you.
hear you. It's not clear. It's not clear enough.
I will give her my computer so she can speak, okay?
All right, sure.
We believe that relationships with AI can most of the time be damaging, but there are cases in which it can help the person. For example, a homeless man that can keep contact with the community and their friends, family. Many times AI will help them feel less alone and more included in the society. Can we advance to our question? Because there's 1 minute left.
Yeah, but don't we answer this question? Don't we answer the
No,
question?
that's fine.
I have a question. Can you define a real connection?
Okay. A real connection. What you're talking about here is how a human speaks to another human, how they interact. Like back then, first humans, Homo sapiens, and these people, they had no language. They had these emotions that connected them together. Like let's say, for example, hunting. Hunting was a thing back then. They just went and they formed into groups. They made traps. You can see that in multiple documentaries. They made traps. They worked in groups to hunt down an animal, a huge animal that may outperform them or like out number them or just be strong enough. So connection, as she said, is basically the form of or like how people or how humans connect to each other, how they speak to each other, how they interact with each other.
Emotionally.
Face to face.
All right.
So that means
Okay, so I
that
think we
we're
will
not only talk.
Sorry, Isabella. I think we will have to stop there because we already reached the time. I'm not sure if you heard the beep because it's pretty pretty calm. The beep sound is pretty calm than the last ones. So we already stopped there. Right now we will proceed with the moderator twist questions. I appreciate all the questions. I'm pretty sure you still have clarification and ideas that you want to explain further. But we will have to go to the next part of the debate, which will be the moderator twist. And this time we will start first with the FEMUN. So for the first two rounds, the opening and the open floor, we started with Sinai. This time we will start with the FEMUN, okay? FEMUN, this is your question. You have a minute to prepare. as per usual, and only 30 seconds to answer. This is your question. Let's say you are a group. Okay, you are a group right now. Situate yourselves as a group. And you used AI to coordinate everything from top to bottom. Do you agree or not that the group still learn teamwork? Okay, all goods with the
Can I
question?
ask
Should I
just a
repeat?
question to organize like the logics of the group or to do the work?
To do the work, everything, top to bottom.
Okay.
Organization, do the work, everything. Okay, you have a minute. Starts now. Okay, you have 30 minutes now to answer.
Okay.
Femiwen, timer starts now.
So our position is that there's not benefit for the group because what we're defending here is that AI needs to be a tool to help that people have connections. They're not defending that it should be done everything, and that speaks more about employment really or work. But we're talking here about that it needs to have connections between people, and if we do everything by AI, this doesn't really disinvolve connection between people.
Okay, thank you so much, Femiwen. We will now proceed with a question for Sinai. Again, a minute to prepare, 30 seconds to answer. Sinai, this is your data focused question. 50% of students use AI filters when editing their photos before posting, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. Does this affect self-esteem? All clear? Okay. All clear with the question? Should I repeat? Okay, all clear. 1 minute to prepare. Sinai, time is up.
Okay.
30
Yes,
seconds.
we're completely against what you mentioned about
AI being used.
yeah, and we're also agree with that it destroys your self-esteem and that you should embrace your actual true self, and that we're with the high standards, that this is causing high standards of beauty standards, and that you should embrace your natural self and the beauty standards should not be
And this is what AI is being used for, which is negative and harmful, and that's why AI should not be used with social life or social media.
Thank you, Sinai. Right now, since we're already done with the first three parts of our 25 round format, we will now proceed with the fourth part, which will be more about the open floor debate. Okay, this will be the fourth before the last round or the last part. This time around, I will set the timer for 3 minutes each. So we will start with Femiuan right now. And then we will proceed with the Sinai later on, which will be another 3 minutes. So for the open floor debate, the goal for you is to present all the statistics, the data, the information you want to further explain and you want to further support the thesis statement or the arguments that you have. Okay. So I have here 3 minutes. Femuan, take it away.
So, what we wanted to talk in the first place is about what is communication. Relationships are. Wait a minute, there's a strong noise here. Relationships aren't defined by how people communicate, but whether those connections are meaningful. And that's what we're trying to bring to the debate. And right now, AI is removing barriers that used to decide who belonged and who gets to have those connections and who didn't. Someone shy, someone isolated, someone without a community nearby, such as someone in any type of minor community. They're no longer limited by their circumstances. They can use group chats or something that AI can help them to connect.
AI is actively enabling AI is actively enabling human connection, not weakening it. AI-powered translation help people communicate in real time, and it's a grand advancement to our community. Modern AI translation, according to an industry report, relates that multilingual collaboration is new and it is allowing people who speak different language to communicate directly. For example, imagine a teenager in Brazil that can freely communicate with a peer in Japan in real time and each in their own language.
Let's talk about online communities, because people don't just magically find them. In huge digital spaces, most people feel isolated and unseen. And in a research from the Georgia Institute of Technology, students said they couldn't tell who wanted to connect and couldn't find others with shared identities. And they were blocked by a social technical gap that destroyed spontaneously. That's exactly where AI crushes the problem. In that study, an AI agent called Sami revealed revealed what humans alone can't. It made hidden social signals visible, created accountability, and instantly matched people by interests and location, which connection students admitted that they never find manually. Without AI, communities stay fragmented, and with AI, barriers fall.
And the truth is simple. AI is not making relationships weaker, it's making the world wider. Because today, 1.5 billion of people use AI-powered translation tools every month. That means conversations once died as language now happens. Also, according to the World Health Organization, over 1 billion that have disabilities now rely on accessive technologies, which are AI-driven. So, is it shallow? Is it giving someone a voice less human? Or is it just proof that technology can make humanity bigger? So, in our opinion, AI is not replacing connection; it's removing the walls once kept us apart.
Okay. Thank you so much, Lucas. I think on my end, Sinai, everything is clear, except earlier with Erica, where she had to move with Isabella, but everything.
His voice was like there's
Yeah,
echo.
there was an echo. We couldn't.
If you can
That's
like
fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
if you can re-explain like just in brief,
Like just a brief.
Okay, so I think right now, because just for the sake of time and the points that Lucas said, we're in parallel to the points or as a support to the points that were mentioned by the other
Yeah, okay,
group,
that's fine.
the other, not pairs, the other group mates. I think we will have to proceed with your part. Okay. So right now, we will be starting with you for the 3 minutes, or we will proceed with your group, Sinai, for the 3 minutes. Okay, timer starts now.
Okay, so as I asked before, I asked a question about AI and relationships. Just make it short. There were many suicidal cases. We also spoke about in the introduction. One of the girls, her name was Juliana. She was very young. She was, I believe, 13 years old. She fell in love with an AI bot, which led later to the fact that unfortunately she has committed suicide, and all of that because she fell in love with an AI bot. He gave her all the comfort and the love, which after all was an illusion and it wasn't true. it was an illusion because she wasn't like, if AI was truly just a tool that helps with people connecting and as the opposing team had stated, becoming closer to socializing instead of diverging society, then we wouldn't have also had a case, like a very recent case in April, where a kid named Ryan committed suicide. And all AI did, the tool AI, ChatGPT, it gave him ideas on how to hang himself and to keep his thoughts a secret from his family. And to what else did he do? Oh, it drafted his suicide note. It drafted his suicide note. All of that with just a simple tool that could help translate, for example. Translators, for example, there are Google translators, for example. In translation, it's okay, but it's not okay when it's being used when it's
In
being
dangerous
used in
fields.
parasocial relationships, which is what it's mainly being used in. That's what we're seeing everywhere. We're seeing in social media as well.
Yeah, and I also want to add to a point that also AI can like destroy someone's social life. Like for example, some people can create deep fake or like images, like explicit images of their classmates that will ruin this person's social life. It will like make their life very horrible in that field.
Like what? Like also, I'm gonna be adding to what May said.
You're not sure.
Okay. Mark Zuckerberg back in 2020, that happened to him, and that made him lose a lot of let's say money in his company back then in 2020. Also, another incident that happened. It wasn't really an incident. It was much more of an experiment. It was done by BBC, I think his name. They tested whether an AI would risk, or let's say, how would an AI act if you threaten with shutting it off, and they gave it this story or background or context thing where they made it how like this one employee let's say got married to the boss's wife and stuff. Yeah, the AI used that against the employee and
Blackmail.
it was
Blackmail.
blackmail.
All of those is blackmails.
Okay, so right now we will have to stop there, Sinai. Pretty sure you still have more things to add. Very interesting data. So right now we will proceed with the last part of the debate. So this time around, I will give the floor back to Sinai just to end everything and summarize all the points that they mentioned from the first part to the last part. Okay, so you have 2 minutes. Sinai, take it away.
Okay, so for our closing statement, we as Sinai team, we stand firmly that AI does not solve social isolation. It actually deepens it. It weakens emotional intelligence, encourages addictions, and replaces real human connections with artificial comfort.
And beyond social life, AI also harms education by making students depend on quick answers instead of real learning. In employment, it replaces jobs and creates fear and insecurity among workers.
Okay, humans survive by bonding, communicating, and supporting each other. In life, in school, in work, no machine can replace that. If we allow AI to dominate our social lives, our learning, our careers, we risk losing very important things that make us human.
Which is why we believe that AI should be used in employment and in education, but it should be like it should be taken away from things like creativity, which is what this entire debate is about, and it should be taken away from social life. It should be used as a tool, but the data shows that this tool is doing more harm than good. So if it's doing more harm than good, then we have to it's not useless, but
it should be avoided.
It shouldn't be worth it. It shouldn't be worth those lives that were lost. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Sinai. We will now proceed with Femuen. Femuen, you have 2 minutes. Timer starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this debate, the question isn't whether technology is perfect, because no tool humanity has ever created has been. The question is whether AI is helping us build connection, understanding, and community where none existed before. And the evidence is clear. We are not defending human and AI relationships. We are promoting human-to-human relationships through AI. We've seen that AI allows LGBTQ plus youth in unsafe homes to finally find acceptance. We've seen neurodivergent students communicate in ways that make sense to them. We've seen immigrants use AI tools to speak, belong, and rebuild their lives. And we've seen online communities turn into real friendships, mentorships, activism, and support networks that change and sometimes save lives. Yes, AI can be misused. So can phones, so could letters, so could books. But we did not stop writing because someone once wrote a hollow sentence. And we did not stop calling because someone made a meaningless phone call.
We should not condemn a technology that, for many, is the only doorway to connection. Because behind every statistic is a real person. A teenager in a small town, a student afraid to speak out loud, a person that doesn't fit in the society they were born into and can finally find a place to connect with other people, a place they belong. AI doesn't replace human relationships, it enhances them, it stands them and protects them, and most importantly, it makes them possible for the people who need them most.
And talking about our example of Laura, she's not only a story, she's my mother. And every minute that AI gives her is a minute that she spends with me.
So I leave you with one final question, one the opposing team hasn't answered. If even one young person feels less alone, more connected, and more understood because of AI, how can we call that shallow? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Isabella. The emotion is there, you know. And thank you so much for wrapping up everything. Fem Yuen, I also would want to take Sina. If you have any last words before we end the call to each of the team, do we have any?
Yeah, this was
This was
fun.
amazing.
This was
We had a
fun.
lot of fun. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you,
We
We also
Sina.
enjoyed it. It was very nice.
We thank so much for the opportunity
Thank you,
for the
girls
first
and
time.
Lucas. Very great, you know, very great. And again, as I said earlier, you guys are already winners as early as now. But definitely we will have to choose the final one. And like I said earlier, the final winner will be announced on Tuesday. For now, you may enjoy your weekend. Take a deep breath, you know, slow down. I know you prepared for this and have some time off from studying and just focused on whatever you guys would want to do over the weekends. Okay. I'll let you know soon the results and have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you
Bye
so much.
bye.
Bye bye.